Canadian here. Do you know what this is? Do you know what we call this in English? Well, in this video, I'm going to bake some cookies in my kitchen, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to teach you some English words and phrases that you can use when you are in a kitchen. Whoa. Well, hey, welcome to this video where I'm going to help you learn some English words and phrases that you can use when you are talking about a kitchen. We are out of cookies. We have no more store-bought cookies. Those are cookies that you buy from the store. And we have no more homemade cookies. Those are cookies that you make at home. So today in this video, I am going to bake some cookies from scratch. That means I am going to use all of the ingredients that I need to make cookies at home. But before we get started though, if you're new here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button over there and give me a thumbs up if this video is helping you learn just a little bit more English. So it's important whenever you are making something in the kitchen that you wash your hands before you start. So I am using the water from this faucet to wash my hands, and I'm using this hand soap, and I'm going to use this cloth to dry off my hands. Notice this cloth has a nice Bob the Canadian blue plaid pattern on it. So in order to make cookies, I'm going to need some kind of instructions. In English, we call this a recipe. A recipe is something that you find in a cookbook, like this book right here, and it gives you all of the ingredients, the things that you need to make what you want to make, as well as detailed instructions on how to make it. So when I read my recipe, it tells me what ingredients I need in order to make cookies. So I have all my ingredients right here ready to go. They were originally up here in the cupboard, but I've put them all out here on the counter or countertop, and I think I'm ready to get started. Of course, you might be wondering what these things are called. We would call these measuring cups. These are plastic measuring cups. We also have glass measuring cups, which allow you to measure how much of each ingredient you need. We also have measuring spoons. So when you need to measure out smaller amounts of different ingredients, you can use measuring spoons. And you might be wondering what ingredients I'm using in this recipe. Well, I'm using flour, oatmeal, brown sugar, white sugar, an egg, baking powder and baking soda, vanilla extract, and of course, chocolate chips. I should sample some of these to make sure they're good. They're good. So an interesting thing about Canada is that we have an American system of measurement on one side of our measuring cups and a metric system of measurement on the other side. And there are a few other things I need in order to bake cookies. I need a few utensils, so I have a fork and a couple of spoons. You'll see what these are for later. And I also have a baking sheet right here. This is called a baking sheet or a cookie sheet. This is what I will actually bake the cookies on once I have mixed all the ingredients together. We'll also need a few small appliances to bake our cookies. I've already used the microwave to melt the butter a little bit. We won't be using the toaster, and we won't need the coffee maker, but I will be using this mixer when I put all the ingredients together and I need to mix them. We also have large appliances in the kitchen. I won't be needing the stove to make cookies, but I will be needing the oven. In fact, I should probably preheat the oven to the right temperature. I'll do that right now. So I'm setting it to 375. When this little red light goes off, we'll know that the oven is at the right temperature. I think we're ready to make the cookies. I am going to follow all the instructions in the recipe and put the ingredients into this mixing bowl so that we will have cookie dough. After I have mixed everything together carefully, I will put the dough on the cookie sheet and we will bake the cookies in the oven. Let's get started. It's going good so far, I think. This is really hard to stir. I hope I made it right. If it falls out, you just eat it, right? If it's a chocolate chip. Well, there you have it, cookie dough. Next, I'm going to use this spoon to put the cookie dough onto this cookie sheet or baking sheet. And then I'm going to put the cookies in the oven so that they can bake. Not very good at making cookies, by the way. There we go. So now I'm going to put the cookies in the oven so that they can bake. I am also going to set the timer. The recipe said to set the timer for 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. And now we're going to wait. This is the hardest part of making cookies, is the waiting. The waiting is definitely the hardest part. I love the smell of cookies when they are baking in the oven. In fact, it just makes me want to eat more of them, and I'm going to try and limit myself to just 2. By the way, did I tell you we were making oatmeal chocolate chip cookies? I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier in the video. That's definitely what's baking in the oven right now, and I can't wait to have 1 or 2, but not 3. Maybe 3. We'll see. In about 4 seconds, the timer is going to go off. There it goes. When the timer goes off, I am going to turn the timer off, and then I am going to take the cookies out of the oven. Don't they look really yummy? I'm going to just put them here on the stove top to cool off for a bit. You'll notice I'm wearing an oven mitt because I certainly don't want to burn my hand when I take the hot cookies out of the oven. In order to allow the cookies to cool off, I'm going to put them on this cooling rack. That will just let the cookies slowly cool off, and then they will be ready to eat sooner. So there you go, an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. I think the last thing to do, besides the dishes, of course, is to eat the cookie or to try the cookie. Let's see how this tastes. Oh, it's really hot. But it's really yummy. Sorry to eat on camera. Well, I hope this English lesson helped you learn just a few more English words and phrases that you can use when you are in a kitchen. I'm going to finish this video by doing the dishes or washing the dishes. I'm Bob the Canadian, and you are learning English with me. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button over there and give me a thumbs up if this video helped you learn just a little bit more English. And if you have time and you want to learn more English,